You know what they say? A happy wife, a happy life. But how do you keep everybody happy when it comes to your mama and your spouse? Let's be honest, folks. This is a topic that's older than time. It's a tale as old as marriage itself. And let me tell you something. It ain't always pretty. We're talking hurt feelings, resentment, and sometimes full-blown family feuds. Today, we're going to break this thing down, get real, and figure out how to handle this delicate balancing act. Let's get one thing straight from the get-go. You're married to your wife, not your mother. That doesn't mean you don't love your mother, respect her, value her opinion. But when you say I do, you're forming a new family. And that new family needs to be your top priority. Decisions about your marriage, from finances to how you raise your kids, those need to be made with your wife. That's your partner, your teammate. Now, that doesn't mean you can't talk to your mother, get her advice. But there's a difference between getting advice and letting someone else run your marriage. And that goes double for big decisions. How many kids you're going to have, how you're going to raise those kids, even down to the day-to-day stuff like who's cooking dinner and what you're having. I've seen it a million times. A mother-in-law who just can't let go, who wants to control every aspect of her son's life, even after he's got a ring on his finger. Look, I get it. Mothers want what's best for their children, but there's a line. You've got to set boundaries, folks, and you've got to make it clear to everybody, including Mama, that you and your wife are a team. You're calling the shots in your own house. Let me tell you something, folks. The quickest way to kill a marriage is to invite a third person into the mix, even if that third person is your own mother. Now, I understand sometimes life throws you a curveball. Maybe your mom's health isn't good, maybe she needs help and you need to bring her into your home. I get it. But short of those unavoidable situations, you need to live separately. Your wife deserves her own space, her own life with you, without feeling like she's constantly being watched and judged. It's not about pushing your mother away. It's about establishing healthy boundaries. Let her have her life, her own home, and you focus on building your life with your wife. That doesn't mean she can't come to visit. You can't go visit her. But these visits, they need to be something you and your wife decide on together. Look, I'm not saying it's easy. It can be tough to say no to your mama, especially if she's used to getting her own way. But trust me, setting those boundaries early on will save you a whole lot of heartache down the road. Chapter 3. Her husband, her priority. Now let's talk about your mother and her own marriage. If your mother's husband is still alive, well, she needs to focus on her marriage. That's her primary relationship, just like your marriage is yours. Spending too much time at her son's house, it can create tension, even resentment. It's about balance, folks. Now I understand if your mum's a widow, that's a different story. She might need more support and it's natural to want to be there for her. But even then, you've got to talk to your wife, make sure you're both on the same page. Remember, you can be a loving and supportive son without sacrificing your own marriage. It's about respect, folks. Respect for your mother, respect for her marriage, and respect for your own marriage. And sometimes respect means having those tough conversations, setting those boundaries, even when it's uncomfortable. Outro: finding that balance. Look, at the end of the day, marriage is about finding that balance, navigating the ups and downs, and figuring out how to make everybody happy. Is it always easy? No way. But is it worth it? Absolutely. Remember, you can honor your mother, you can love your mother without compromising your own marriage. It's about setting boundaries, communicating, and putting your wife first. And let's not forget, none of us are perfect. We all make mistakes. But if you come from a place of love and respect, if you're willing to put in the work, you can build a strong, healthy marriage that will last a lifetime.